on YouTube. Share the live. The Street 919 FM.
Broadcasting from Trinidad to the world. The Street 919FM.com.
News from the Street 919FM.com. Here's what's happening.
Good afternoon. I am Vanessa Thomas with the 12 o'clock news on the Street 919 FM and online, Facebook and YouTube. In the headlines, holders of food cards are being told to come in to renew them. The Education Ministry and Tutor meet to discuss the physical reopening of all schools on April 19th. And internationally, food prices soar to record levels on Ukraine war disruptions. And now the news in detail. Holders of food cards are being asked to come into the Ministry of Social Development and Family Services as the old food cards are no longer valid. In an update, the ministry said people with the old cards will need to call the ministry to make an appointment and bring their documents to replace the card. The ministry said it's updating the system as a result of technology advances and security upgrades, and as such, the cards that individuals has will become invalid. Clients can call the ministry to schedule an appointment. Meanwhile, the ministry said it's taken steps to ensure that clients receive their grants as a check in the interim, which they'll be able to collect at the ministry's head office. Clients must visit the ministry's head office with their food card, ID card and copy, as well as utility bill as proof of address and copy, if any. The ministry said the check will not be issued to anyone other than the recipient. However, if the client suffers with a medical condition which prevents them from physically attending, arrangements can be made. In other news, Education Minister Dr. Nayan Gatsby-Dolly and officials of the Ministry of Education met with the Trinidad and Tobago Unified Teachers Association on Thursday to discuss recommendations for the operation of schools with the full resumption of face-to-face classes. Tutor members made recommendations on a number of areas involving health and safety measures at schools, school infrastructure, the conduct of breaks, restrictions to hold school assemblies, and measures to support principals and teachers in the mitigation of learning loss. Also recommended was more communication on the expansion of an Adopt a School initiative where corporate citizens and communities are supporting schools in areas beyond device provision to increase the assistance being given to schools. The ministry said tutors' recommendations are being examined and it will communicate with all stakeholders through the usual channels. Meanwhile, tutors' first Vice President Marlon Seals said as far as the Ministry of Education is concerned, there is no mandate to continue with any type of online classes. He stressed where there are principals who are insisting on this mandate, they are doing it on their own without any support from the ministry. In more news, the Ministry of Works and Transport has advised that there will be a temporary traffic disruption along the northbound and southbound lanes of the Uriah Butler Highway. This will take place near the Uriah Butler Highway at the 14.2 kilometers to 15 kilometers mark northbound in the vicinity of Unit Trust Corporation to Direct TV Trinidad headquarters. Also on the southbound lane from Rodney Road, Price Plaza to the Trinidad and Tobago Guardian Media Building. The ministry said the disruption is necessary to facilitate cleaning works along the drainage channels and is expected to commence on Friday today and end on April 20th. The work hours are from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. The ministry said all the lanes of the highway will remain open. However, access to the shoulder at this zone will be restricted during the period of work. Internationally, prices for food commodities like grains and vegetable oils reach their highest levels largely because of Russia's war in Ukraine and the massive supply disruptions it is causing, threatening millions of people in Africa, the Middle East and elsewhere with hunger and malnourishment, the United Nations said Friday. The UN Food and Agriculture Organization said its food price index, which tracks monthly changes in international prices for a basket of commodities, averaged 159.3 points last month, up to 12.6% from February. As it is, the February index was the highest level since its inception in 1990. The FOA said the war in Ukraine was largely responsible for the 17.1% rise in the price of grains, including wheat and others like oats, barley, and corn. Together, Russia and Ukraine account for around 30% and 20% of global wheat and corn exports, respectively. And that was the 12 o'clock news on the street, 919 FM, and online, Facebook and YouTube. Recapping the headlines, holders of food cards are being told to come in to renew them. The Education Ministry and Tutor meet to discuss the physical reopening of all schools on April 19th. And internationally, food prices soar to record levels on Ukraine war disruptions. Do enjoy your afternoon and continue to be safe. I am Vanessa Thomas.